Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to be reading for 24 hours. I didn't even press my timer. I don't think I'm a fan of epilogues, I've come to realize. When I get to these, okay, Logan. Not 24 hours straight just because it never works well for me, so hopefully 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow. Last time I did this challenge, it was a couple months ago, and that was the best reading month I have ever had. If you watched my last video, you would know that August is probably the worst reading month that I've had all this year. I'm very dedicated to try and turn this month around. As I said before, I've been really trying to make a good dent in my summer TBR, so that's kind of the goal for this video. The first two books that we're going to be reading is The Infinity Between Us by Perkins and The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hilderbrand. If you don't know what this book is about, it's basically a childhood friends to lovers, and it's at a beach setting, and both of their families get together every single summer. But something tragic happens one of the summers and they don't end up seeing each other for the next 5 years. This was actually recommended to me by one of my friends, and it was probably 2 to 3 years ago. I bought the book when she told me to buy it, but I never ended up reading it. So I wanted to make a goal to finally read it this summer. Currently I'm on chapter 16, so I want to say almost 50%, maybe like 46% through. This goes into past and present, flipping back and forth to what happened 5 years ago and present day. Like I've said on my channel before, I'm not a huge fan of the whole past and present flipping chapters constantly timeline. Like, I don't know why I don't really enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I just read Every Summer After by Carley, and that one also had us flipping back and forth between chapters. I did really enjoy it, and once I'm diving into the book, I end up not minding it, but when I'm starting out, it's just not a preference for me. That is where we are in The Infinity Between Us. I definitely thought it was going to be a sunny and bright day outside, but it is very gloomy and overcast. I feel like we're going to get another thunderstorm, but I'm not sure. Georgia weather is so I have no idea. Maybe the sun will come out in a couple hours. I don't know. It should be sunny right now, but it's not. So anyway, we're gonna start reading The Infinity Between Us and hopefully finish by today. I feel like we can do that. I have this much left, so let's get to it. And then the epilogue, which I don't think I'm a fan of epilogues. I've come to realize very quickly. Just give me another chapter. Like, I don't want the epilogue. There have been very rare cases where I actually like the epilogue. Otherwise, what is the point? I don't really care. I don't care about where they are 10 years from now. Why was this book so good? The best way for me to describe it, like just initial thoughts right after finishing, is it's truly a warm, fuzzy hug in book form. So well written. And it's so underrated. I feel like maybe this book was probably popular a couple years ago when it first released, is my is what I'm guessing. But I don't think the hype for this book should die down. I feel like it should definitely be more hyped. So I think I'm gonna let my thoughts marinate a little bit on this book because I'm just feeling all the feelings right now. I'm also at the same time trying to decide what I want to read next. I know I talked about the Hotel Nantucket. I've been listening to it as an audiobook and I'm about 50% through. So I think I might keep it as an audiobook and just read something else physically, but I have yet to decide what I want to read. I'm looking outside and I changed positions and turned on my light, of course, because there are gray storm clouds coming in. Like I said and suspected, I knew this was going to happen. Granted, it has been about 4.5 hours later, so. But like I mentioned, we get a thunderstorm every single day around like 5 o'clock, so not that surprised. But my thing is, I don't know if I want to keep continuing my summer TBR. I feel like there's only so many summer beach reads I can do all at once, even though in the beginning I said that I want to tackle my summer TBR, so we're gonna figure that out together. But at the same time, I don't want to dive headfirst into my fall TBR either. So just to reiterate on my TBR, at least for August, I actually went through all of my July TBR, which I'm so proud of myself because I truly didn't think that was gonna happen. Let me tell you guys, just as a reminder of what all was on there. So I had Just for the Summer, Every Summer After, the Heartstopper Book 1, Happy Place, and Problematic Summer Romance. And I read all of them. I did DNF, Problematic Summer Romance. I do have Hotel Nantucket on here as well, but I'm currently reading that, so in my head, like, this list is already accomplished. And I know I'm gonna finish it because I'm really enjoying it and I don't see myself DNFing anytime soon. For my August TBR, I have The Wedding People, People We Meet on Vacation, One Golden Summer, and It's a Love Story. Oh, and I also have Seven Summers. I don't think I'm going to get to The Wedding People this year. I just don't see myself reading for it or reaching for it. So that's going to be a huge maybe. I do want to get to People We Meet on Vacation, but I think I might do that as my next audiobook because I think I have it for Libby, or I placed, like, I reserved it on Libby, something along those lines. Or I'm on the wait list for Libby, I can't remember, but that is going to be my next audiobook. It's truly between One Golden Summer, It's a Love Story. I think I'm gonna wait until next year to read that too. It's me truly just saying that I'm not gonna finish this TBR is what I'm hearing. Because I read Happy Place and Infinity Between Us back to back, and both of those, they're different, but they were kind of similar in a sense of we were going back and forth. It's at a beach house. Actually, they were both set in Maine, so that was also very similar, and I didn't go looking to read books that were both set in Maine. Those were both very similar in that sense, which is why I don't know if I want to keep reading a summer romance. So you see my dilemma. Like, I want to finish my TBR, but a lot of them are truly almost copy and paste beach summer romances. So we're in a pickle, or I'm in a pickle. Okay, so it's been an hour of me trying to figure out what exactly I want to read. I was listening to the Hotel Nantucket while I was trying to decide, and I came down to the conclusion of things that were definitely nowhere near my TBR. Either a mafia romance, because a mafia romance will always hit, especially when it's raining outside. I don't know what it is about the rain in a mafia romance. But also, I have been wanting to continue the off-campus series. I read The Deal, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, and then I just never continued it. I think, because I'm pretty sure I rated it 3 stars. I wasn't wowed by it, but I also just didn't continue it, even though I wanted to, because I was like, I think it's gonna get better. I wasn't wowed by it, but I don't know why I didn't keep continuing it, but I've had the urge to continue the series. So on Libby, it is available. So I might read a chapter to see if I end up liking it, but if not, then I'll read a chapter of some sort of mafia romance and see which one I like better. Okay, we're gonna borrow this book. I believe it is also on Kindle Unlimited, but I try to support libraries when I can. I'm not familiar with the off-campus series. I'm pretty sure it follows a group of friends and they all play hockey. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure all the guys play hockey, and it basically follows that friend group. If you also didn't know, it's going to be turned into an Amazon Prime TV show, so that is so exciting, and I think that's also the reason why I've been wanting to pick back up into the series. And all I know so far is that the main male character's name is Logan, I believe, or that could be his last name, I'm not sure. Okay, very interested to see how I like it. They got me. I'm locked. I'm on chapter 2. I completely understand why people love this series. It's very easy to get sucked into stories like this because they're so just mindless and easy to follow. Honestly, I haven't read a hockey romance in such a long time. I'm trying to think what the last hockey romance I read was. Let's find out. Let me pause this timer. Let's see. Okay, so I just went through my Goodreads, and The Deal was my last hockey romance, which was 3 years ago. And I feel like I've read a hockey romance, not recently, but at least maybe last year, and I haven't. Which is so crazy. I think it's because I did some hockey romances back to back, and I think that's why I was just so put off. There really wasn't anything different. The other one that I read right before The Deal was Offside by Avery Keelan, I think is how you pronounce her last name. And this one was 610 pages, and I was like, why is this so dragged out right now? There is no reason for a sports contemporary romance to be that long. And I was very underwhelmed. Very, very underwhelmed. Yes, I do remember that. The Deal was my last hockey romance, so it's great that this is my next one. Just as a recap from what I have learned from the first chapter is Logan, who is our main male character, is actually in love and obsessed with one of his best friend's girlfriend, which is not good. So in comes a little freshman, and I believe they're all juniors, like all the guys are juniors. In comes this little freshman, and I'm pretty sure she has heart eyes for this hockey player. They just had their first run-in, so we're gonna see what happens. I forget how much fun college romances are. Like why do I feel giddy? Like I feel like I'm Grace right now. Did I say that? The girl's name is Grace. So yeah, that's all I know so far. But I'm very excited to continue reading. I don't think this is a very long book. Maybe we'll finish it tomorrow, who knows, but very early to say. He says, she really is pretty. Not drop dead gorgeous or anything, but okay, Logan. Hello, it's the next day, and I've been flying through these books, guys. I'm still on The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. But when I say flying, I've also obviously been listening to the Hotel Nantucket when I'm doing just my regular tasks. Currently, we have 12 hours and 30 minutes left, which I honestly didn't even think it would take me this long. But here we are, right? This always happens. Listen, sometimes I can't control it. Anyway. So currently I am 75% through of The Mistake. I'm eating up every little crumb that she's giving me in this book. I stayed up yesterday until probably 2 o'clock reading. That could also do with the fact that I couldn't sleep, but this book was keeping me thoroughly entertained. What I really like about Grace, our main female character, is that she does not back down, and she makes him grovel, which I very much enjoy. I hate a yes girl. I just don't like female characters who give in so easily and don't make them grovel. Will instantly say yes to anything they say. So I very much enjoy the fact that Grace does not do that. Otherwise, there really aren't that many updates to give in a short college sports book. Oh, I did want to let you guys know, I was thinking about this, but then I just never pulled the camera back out to tell you guys that the deal was not my last hockey romance. It was definitely Mile High, and I completely forgot about that book. So, and I didn't really enjoy Mile High that much. I think I gave it maybe 3 stars, but didn't really enjoy that book, which is probably why I forgot about it. And also I didn't keep continuing the series up until a couple months ago, which I freaking love. The Right Move. If you guys have looked at my Goodreads, I gave that book 5 stars. As I was saying, there aren't that many updates that you can give within like a sports romance like this because it's very like to the point. There were just a lot of scenes that I was truly giggling at and just having a great time, and I feel like that's what this book is all about. Even like pretty much the series. I'm very interested in Dean's book. I cannot wait to get to Dean's book. I'm not sure if his book is next or if it's Tucker's book that's next. Whenever I get to his book, can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay, I'm 84% through with this. All I have to say, I don't think I really talked about this book in the beginning, but all I really would like to say is if you love a messy storyline, you'll really enjoy this. It's basically following the staff of the Hotel Nantucket along with the guests and how they mingle, and basically just their stories of each person in this book. So it's a very entertaining, I don't want to say toxic because not all of them are toxic, but there's a lot of toxicity within these pages, and it's very entertaining to read. So I would really recommend it as an audiobook because like a show that's playing in your ears basically. Going back to the mistake, I have about an hour and 30 minutes left, so I think I'm just gonna crank it out with you guys, just sitting here chilling. I also did not even tell you guys about my chair or show you. I finally got a little cozy reading chair from Amazon, and this has been changing my life. I'm so happy that I got it. I'll leave a link for it in my description if you're interested. Best purchase ever. This is so freaking comfy, and it's much more spacious than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it would be a little smaller, so I'm glad it's as big as it is, and it's honestly perfect for my room. It is also collapsible, so I can also store it away if I don't want to keep it out. I've been loving it because I've been trying not to be so stuck in my bed because I feel like I'm going to form a dent in it. I'm pretty sure there's already a dent in my mattress from sitting in it all the time. So I'm trying to avoid sitting and rotting in my bed while reading and trying to instead sit in this comfy chair, and I'm so happy about it. It is truly the best purchase, probably my favorite purchase of this year. There, I said it. The best purchase of this year. So if you're looking for one, highly recommend. They had so many options, so many color options. My mom says that I'm gonna regret the white, but I don't feel like listening to her. So anyway, let's keep reading, guys. Okay, so she actually just chose mint chocolate chip ice cream, and it's funny because yesterday I also ate mint chocolate chip ice cream, and typically mint chocolate chip ice cream is very, what is the word? It's very controversial because some people think it tastes like toothpaste and then other people don't. I'm a part of the people who don't think it tastes like toothpaste, but I was asking my sister if she wanted to buy yesterday, and she was like, no, because I feel like it tastes like toothpaste. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I feel like it tastes good, and you're probably not eating the right type of mint ice cream if you feel like it tastes like toothpaste. I feel like the green mint chocolate chip ice cream specifically does not taste like toothpaste. Honestly, I've never had mint ice cream taste like toothpaste. So is that a gene? What if it's like the same gene as like the cilantro gene? I don't know. Comment and let me know if you feel like it tastes like toothpaste. I feel like that's such a coincidence that she chose mint chocolate chip ice cream because usually it's always cookie dough. People always pick cookie dough. I have nothing against cookie dough. I love cookie dough, but no one really goes for the mint chocolate chip. So I don't know. I just wanted to ask you guys. so low on energy today, but I'm hoping this iced coffee fixes me and heals me. I don't know what it is because I feel like I don't know why I'm so tired, because I feel like I got really good sleep. I went to sleep pretty early yesterday, around like 11:30, which is honestly earlier than the day before when I told you guys that I slept at 2 a.m. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so exhausted, but is there something on the lens? What is that? I don't want to touch it right now, but it doesn't look like there's anything on the lens. I'm very confused. I will figure that out later. Okay, so I'm trying to pick my next read. Let me tell you how many hours we're at right now. We have 10 hours and 12 minutes left. So the only time I turn my timer on, which I don't know if I said this already, I don't think I have, but the only time I turn it on is when I'm actively reading. Otherwise, I turn it off. So it's not like the clock isn't always running. So it's obviously been taking me much longer than 24 hours. And even when I said that I was going to split it up into 12 hours and 12 hours, I forget that I have other things to do and I can't just read full 12 hours. Like I need to eat and make dinner and etc. With that being said, oh my gosh, you guys, speaking of, we watched Freakier Friday yesterday in theaters. Exceeded my expectations. I was so surprised at how good it was. I'm not really like that big of a movie critic, but I would give it 5 stars. I was smiling and laughing the whole time. I can't wait until it becomes available to stream so I can rewatch it whenever I want. That's how good it was. I honestly, probably one of the best sequel movies that I've seen in a really long time. When it comes to my next read, I'm having a little bit of difficulty trying to pick because I'm in between 3 books. The first one being Voracious, which is book number 2 in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. It's basically a dark romance with a lot of trigger warnings. So if you're interested in reading, read the trigger warnings because it can get pretty dark. The first one is called, what is the first one called? Insatiable, which I read a couple months ago and it was very good. I think I gave it 3.75 stars. It was very addicting to read. So I feel like that would be a really good pick for this sort of challenge because I need something where I'm so invested. And I remember also staying up and reading the first book all night. And I think I also finished it in 2 days. So that's how good that book was. There were issues with it, but it was very addicting and very bingeable to read. That is why the second book is a huge contender, because I'm still thinking about the characters. Also, the main female character's name is Stacy, which I just can't picture her as a Stacy. I want her to have a better name like Scarlet. I feel like Stacy just does not fit the vibe of the genre and what's going on in the book. Like I always forget her name until I'm actually reading it. The other book that I'm very interested in is called In the Veins of the Drowning, which let me show you guys this cover because it's so beautiful. Hello? That cover. I hope there's no glare. Yeah. This cover is stunning. It is, oh, it says, I didn't know there was a Rachel Gillig blurb, but it says an absolute riptide of a book. Now if that doesn't make you want to read it, I don't know what will. I'm really heavily leaning towards this, but I'm trying maybe to wait just because I'll tell you guys why for my third pick. It's really the only reason why. This book is In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy is a dark romantasy about sirens. Everyone who has read this speaks so highly of it, and I feel like sirens is kind of a summer, what is it called? Not a summer creature, but I don't know, like it's just giving summer vibes to me. So I feel like this might be a really good pick. This was not on my list, but I feel like it fits the vibe, you know, and I don't know. So yeah, this is my second pick basically. And also from what else I've read and seen about this, long story short, the siren who's living in a kingdom where sirens are executed. Like you already have me there, like I'm already in, I'm locked in. That is why this is also a very, excuse me, a very high contender on the list. Hello, and I might just grab a physical copy of it as well because I'm so obsessed with this cover. It's so beautiful. I'm going to tell you what my plan is. Just one second. Let me get to the third book. Third one, Carley Fortune, One Golden Summer. For obvious reasons. This has been on my TBR literally ever since it came out. I feel like if I don't get to it now, I'm gonna have to wait until next summer, which I don't really want to wait until next summer because I've been wanting to get to this for such a long time. So my plan is I'm going to read a chapter. Okay, honestly, me talking about In the Veins of the Drowning, what is it? In the Veins of the Drowning, I think it's mostly between these two. I think I can still wait for Voracious. Is that even what it's called? I hope that's what it's called. But the second book in that trilogy, I can definitely wait and read that in October or November because it's a dark romance. So I feel like fall is the perfect time to read a dark romance, but it's really between these. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, is read a chapter of both and then we'll see what we end up picking. I think I'm gonna start with One Golden Summer first. If I'm hooked in, then maybe I won't start this. You guys, I'm so indecisive today. I don't know what it is. And maybe the couple sips of coffee have already started hitting because suddenly don't feel tired anymore. I don't feel low energy. Or maybe it's the books. I don't know. Or maybe it's you guys. I don't know. I didn't even press my timer, guys. What am I doing? Okay, pressing my timer now. I felt like the first chapter was too short, so I ended up reading 2. Okay, so this is my dilemma, and hello? This is my dilemma, and obviously by the time you guys watch this video, I just need to talk this out, okay? I actually wanted to save this read when I had my trip to Maine. However, my trip to Maine is kind of at the end, like the middle to the end of September. And that is why I wanted to take this because I feel like this would be so perfect to read in Maine. I don't know if it's gonna be fall-esque over there. Like, I don't know if the leaves are gonna already be changing color and if I'm just not gonna be in the mood to read like a beach read. Instead, read something more fall-coded. That is my dilemma and that's what I'm worried about. Like, this isn't even a true, real worry. I think I'm just going... I can't fathom me having this conversation out loud. I do think I'm going to continue it and not end up reading the first chapter of this just because I feel like if I do start this chapter, I just know myself. I feel like I'm just going to end up reading this, but I'm going to stick to the plan, stick to my August TBR, and at least get one book checked off there because like I said, I'm not getting to the wedding people we meet on vacation. Like I said, gonna read it as an audiobook. One Golden Summer, and it's a love story, which I don't think I'm gonna get to that. I think that's gonna be a book for next year. Seven Summers, maybe, we'll see, but again, I don't know if I'm gonna get to that this year as well. This is the only book out of that list that I actually have a physical copy of, so I feel like I should just read it. And I know a lot of people enjoyed this, actually probably more than any of her other catalog, which This Summer Will Be Different was my favorite book by far from her. Granted, I've only read one other book, which was Every Summer After. I did read one chapter of Meet Me by... I'm looking over there because those are where all my Carley Fortune books are. I did read one chapter of Meet Me by the Lake and it was very intriguing, but for some reason I stopped and I can't remember why I did that because I was reading it on Libby and I think I had another book that was available on Libby, so then I just ended up switching to that. Anyway, I don't know why I just went off that tangent, but I don't know when her show is coming out. Instead of it being called Every Summer After, I think it's being called Every Year After. I'm not sure when that's premiering, and I don't know if one... what is this called? Guys, it's been a long day. Has it? No. One Golden Summer, I don't know if that's also going to get its own series, like a spin-off, or if they're going to do like a season that's based off of this book. I'm truly just babbling right now. Anyway, yeah, I think my decision is I'm going to continue reading this. However, if I want a softie enough, I might. I'm just putting it out there. I'm never going to force myself to read a book. You guys know that I'm not scared to DNF a book ever. And hopefully that it doesn't come to this because I love Carley Fortune's writing and her storytelling is incredible. I'm just gonna sit and soak up possibly my last summer read. You guys, I'm only 16 pages in and they've only had one conversation. My cheeks hurt from smiling. I can't even imagine how he's gonna make me feel when I get to all these pages. Chapter 11 and I'm having such a great time right now. First, I want to say like 60 pages are okay, mainly because I was like, where's Charlie? But now that Charlie's here, we're good. We're more than good. He's just so like flirty and witty and I love that. I adore it, honestly. Okay, so I'm on page 162, which I feel like is maybe, it's not completely halfway, so it's maybe like, I'd say like 42%. That is so specific. I don't know why I said that, but that is where I am right now and I'm eating it up. So good. Definitely bringing all the summer vibes again outside. I know I keep talking about the weather, but it's gloomy outside, no sun. Why does this always happen whenever I start reading a summer book? It's almost like it's a sign that I shouldn't be reading this and I should be getting a head start on my fall TBR, but as soon as I start pulling out my fall TBR, the sun will come out. And it's crazy because I put a library hold. This has nothing to do with the reading vlog, guys. It still has to do with books, but not the reading vlog. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, I, of course, placed a hold on Bury, what is it, by V.E. Schwab. I placed a hold on Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil because it had such a long wait, like 110 people waiting in line. So I placed it, and it will tell me when I placed it. I placed it, oh, no it doesn't. Oh, yes it does. I placed it August 14th, and I was like, oh, it will be perfect because hopefully it will get to me by the time it's like September, October. Right? No, it got delivered today. And I was like, no, I am not ready. I let the people ahead of me get it. And I think I'm scheduled to get it mid-September, which is so exciting that I was able to get it so early. Like, honestly, it only took a week, which I'm very surprised. Yeah, a week and a day. So it's only been 8 days since I placed it. Very surprised that that happened. But anyway, I just had to tell you guys. So I don't even know why I started talking about that. Oh yeah, because of the weather. Anyway, that is where I am right now. Truly no updates. I will say right now, at least, I'm not getting 5-star feeling like I thought I would. I'm still really enjoying it, like 4.5. I'm not reading it. I'm not thinking about the characters, if that makes sense. And typically when I am thinking about them is when I know, like, I'm so in love with this book. Not really thinking about them when I'm not reading about them. We'll say I love Charlie. The way Charlie is written in this book And I also love how she keeps describing the colors, like the color of his eyes. Incredible. So descriptive, and honestly, it kind of reminds me of Conrad's eyes from The Summer I Turned Pretty, especially the scene that we got yesterday when the sunlight was directly on his eyes when he got his little cut on his leg. That's all I keep thinking about with the way that she's describing Charlie's eyes. I keep thinking of Conrad's eyes. Yeah, I'm feeling a little dehydrated. I feel like I need to up my water game right now, so I'm going to go make, people call it a loaded water. I've been making waters like this for as long as I can remember, but it has a name now. It's a loaded water. So I'm gonna make a big jug and we can continue with this vlog. Just like that, we are done with the 24-hour challenge. I finished this, I want to say, with 30 minutes to spare, so worked out perfectly. I'm going to come back to this book in just a second. I just want to do a quick recap of all of the other books that I read before that one, just to give a little rating and a small review if I haven't already. I don't think I said much about most of these books because I think I just wanted to marinate a little bit and see what all I thought. Honestly, it's a little bit harder to know what you think when you are just diving into books back to back. You don't even have like a day kind of separate one book from another. This book really caught me off guard and I'm very surprised at how much I liked it. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. I think if you love Emily Henry books, you will really love this. I feel like there's more to the story than just the romance. I just really enjoy this and I can't wait to recommend this to people who have not read it because honestly, I feel like it's so underhyped. Honestly, there's like no hype. I feel like maybe there was hype a few years ago when it was popular back then, but I don't remember seeing it as much. I also want to say at how proud I am of myself from only straying from the summer TBR once, which was The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. I don't know what made me want to read this. Sometimes I just get these urges of random books that I randomly want to read. So in this video, it was The Mistake. Ate it up, like 4 stars. It did what it needed to do. It was just such a fun book. I can't wait to keep continuing with the series. Honestly, it's really hard to mess up a sports romance. Short, sweet, to the point. Love it. I did not talk about the hotel in Nantucket that much within my reading vlog, just because I was listening to it whenever I had spare time. But I did end up giving it a 3.5 stars. I feel like this is very different from the other books that I've read in the past just because like there was some romance in here, but you're mainly following the staff. I don't know if all of her books are written the same way that this one is written, but like I said, if you love White Lotus, this is so your vibe. It's kind of like White Lotus in a book because you're following all these different plots and characters that are in this hotel. I love the drama. I love the scandal. Oh my god, what the heck was that fuzz? Very happy that I finally got to read one of her books and I was not disappointed. Last but not least, we have One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. So this is basically about Alice, who's a photographer, and she's going to be taking care of her grandmother at their family lake house. And she ends up running into the guy, Charlie Florrick, that changed her life from a photo she took a few summers ago. Yeah, so ate this book up. I was so excited for Charlie's book and it really did not disappoint at all. I loved his flirting, their banter, just everything about Charlie. Like, I love him. I love him so much. I don't know if I said this already. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I wanted to give it a 5 stars, but I just did not get that feeling while I was reading the book. It wasn't completely a 4 stars. That's why I put it in the middle. So That is my rating, my review, and the 24-hour readathon that we had. I always forget how much fun these are to film and to actually get through a TBR, so I'm so glad I did another one. If you made it all the way to the end, leave some shell emojis, but otherwise I'll see you guys in the next one.